I've got one rod and reel, about 5 plastic worms, couple extra worm hooks, worm weights. About as simple as it gets. Going to the pond. Beautiful early August day. We're gonna make an attempt at something. We'll see how this works out. I don't think it'll be a failure, but we'll see. Oh, it don't get much more old school than this. I'll be right back. On one of my little adventure experiments, I got one rod and reel. I got a flipping stick. I got some plastic worms, some worm hooks, simple as it gets. Going to my neighbor's pond here. I haven't been here for several months. I'm experimenting with my wacky worm, my hardcore worm deal. What's happened this pond the last few years is got a lot of emergent grass growing up from the banks. And my thinking is maybe I can just pitch and flip and tool dip, just straight drop it in holes off the bank, maybe, and catch some bass. Maybe. We've had this cool spell. It's 80 degrees right now. Just gorgeous. Pretty bright sun. Got some clouds, but I ought to put those fish in the grass, maybe. I don't think there's hardly any big bass left in this pond. The otters hurt this one. Anyway, I'm going to go along. I'm going to dip this plastic worm off the bank. Simple as it gets. Just fun. Hopefully. I'm fishing exclusively with my Dale tail, sickle tail worms. So I've got 5 or 6 of them in about 3 or 4 different colors. Turn off this electric blue. No rocket science here, just fishing. See how this goes. On some bug spray, and probably not near enough, because I'm gonna have to wade through a jungle. I've never seen this pond look like this before. So we're gonna go down here, we're gonna try it. This is really shallow here. We're gonna have to do some sneaking. It can't be noisy. This is literally just a foot or so of water right here, probably too shallow. I'm gonna go ahead and start working my way up towards deeper water. Most of these weeds should be in a couple 3 foot of water. Got the pepper grass, the scummy, nasty moss, some pondweed. Not as much as I thought there was gonna be. We're gonna try that. Just simple, little short presentations. Drop it through that grass and see if we can get bit. That's literally just a foot of water right there, though. That's probably pushing it. Be cool to get bit right off the bat, though. I'm gonna be doing a lot of this moss, and there's actually some sort of milfoil. Look at that, too. That's new. I don't remember that ever being in here before, and saw it starting in last year. We picked a lot of crap off the bait, probably every pitch, and I don't know, let's just try to have some fun. Oh, I got bit. Look at that. I got bit. Oh, look what happened. So, I may wish I brought a tackle box with me. Look what that fish did. Bit my worm in half. Could have been a sunfish. Well, that didn't last very long. Failure or success, how you want to look at it. This would not be for the faint of heart, because I guarantee you this grass is just full of snakes. Snakes don't bother me. I tried to prove that in a video the other day, and I didn't get it on tape, letting that snake go, but there's nothing here going to hurt me too much. I hope. I guarantee every presentation, every single one is going to be cleaning moss off the bait. It's just part of it. Going to take some patience. My sinker come unpegged. That could be a problem. I didn't bring anything to peg a sinker with. I believe I'm going to be more afraid of chiggers here than I will ever be of any snakes. And chiggers, that's a gift that keeps on giving. Man, this is thicker than I thought it was. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We'll try it. Oh, there was a... Wow. And you know what? Yeah, there's another one. Probably brim. Look at that. 2 worms down and no fish. That's not boding well, is it? This could be the biggest food bar mess I've done so far. I could have done the same thing a lot more efficient. bringing my kayak and just dipping, flipping, pitching out of it. But I thought this would be kind of old school cool. I cannot even see where I'm walking. There's water already right there. So some of these weeds here are probably enough water to have fish. I can't even see where I'm. There's one. Or did I lose him? Holy cow. Wow. Yep. I'm gonna have to go wading if I want that back. I don't have a fish. Oh, I got it back. Well, it could have been a brim again. It's definitely a fish. I mean, he splashed. I don't know. I really don't. I think sometimes trying to make things too hard makes things too hard. This lake's got really good sunfish in it, big ones. There's a nice bass just chased something right there in the open. That's a wacky worm fish right there, or something else. I'm gonna have to get wet for this, so I'm gonna have to wade in this mucky old pond because there's no way I'm gonna get a fish very far through this stuff, I don't think, even with heavy tackle. I can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, this was not one of my better ideas. I'm not so sure there's not enough water right here in these weeds to catch fish right in front of me. I can get down in there. I brought some 1/2 ounce weights. This is a 3/8. Yeah, didn't even get in the water that time. I don't know if that moss is a mat just on top or if it's got water underneath it or not. I really don't know. There's just so many things. Just ain't very deep anywhere, so. There's one. Look at that. Right up there in about, probably 8 inches of water. I know, you're green as heck. How was that? The way it's supposed to be. Pretty cool. Yeah, you don't get much fighting out of them when you do it this way. Oh, look at that. It's a start. That fish came out of a hole in that pepper grass. I mean, just right up here close. It's going to be hard to be quiet enough right on top of these fish like this. Seriously, could have been 8 inches of water. I'm also, besides facing cottonmouth, cotton moccasins, and bugs, and I've got a very live wire electric fence right here behind me, a narrow place to be, and I think I'd take the bugs and the snakes over that wire. That wire hurts. Pretty cool. What I do to catch bass. Oh man, fish pounded it. Dadgummit, I can't believe that was a brim. I mean, I can't even tell if my worm's in the water right there. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Had him for a second. Look at that wake. Dadgummit. I couldn't even tell my... Why am I missing him? You just don't get no more old-fashioned, old school than this right here. There's one. Look at that. Old-fashioned tool dipping. And you saw it here, old school bass fishing style. That fish wanted to fight a little bit. It ain't no thrill in fighting them. You can't do that in this situation. Look at that. I go home now happy, y'all. That was just about perfect. Isn't that cool? So there's no point in overthinking this, but I was just thinking how part of this is having the confidence you put in the bait in front of a fish. Anytime you're fishing, that's important. But to be able to just do it with that much line out, you know, that's a 8-foot rod, so not quite 7 foot of line out. It just takes confidence. I'm sure fish are in this grass. I mean, I had a bite my very first presentation. So it's important. I believe the fish are there that shallow, so it gives me confidence in not overfishing them. Although I'll be pitching and flipping some more before I'm done. If this works, why do anything much more complicated, at least up close like this? So I can't tell how much water. I mean, I'm in less than 10 inches of water right there, probably considerably less. Now I gotta go over the weeds where I can't see. Didn't get in the water. Can't even tell where the bait's at. It's kind of Very uncomplicated way of doing it, as long as you don't, again, overthink it. Overthinking it would get you in trouble. Just don't get no more simpler than this right here. If it does, I guess without a rod and reel, give me a big old cane pole, I guess that'd be simpler. There went the first snake I've seen for you guys that like snakes. Just a water snake, not a copper moccasin, nothing dangerous. There's bullfrogs. Awesome. Hey, look, the water opened up a little bit here. Wonder what that was. Bit the very end of the tail off my worm. I wonder what kind of big old bass that was. Maybe not. I'm not even going to change that bait. That tail's not going to bother me for a minute here. Fish aren't going to care about that tail in this situation. Yep. Well, I'm going to change it now. Feeding the brim. Look at that. Nasty boogers. Pretty sure I'm going to run out of baits before this experiment gets a good run. I think I brought 5 and I'm on number 3 already. For what, 2 bass? Who's counting, right? I thought that was a brim. I didn't jerk. When I did, it was obviously a different kind of sunfish. Oh, it's fun. Can't get them all. I mean, sometimes you'd like to think you'd get them all, but it can't happen. Man, that fish hit in less than 6 inches of water. Oh, wow. Just freaking awesome. It's not exactly the most professional landing jobs, is it? If I get a big one like that, it could be war. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That fish is actually cool. We had a few cool nights, which is one of the reasons maybe I'm missing bites. The cool nights shock these pond fish pretty quick, but we had a couple nights in the low 50s. You know, which is not unheard of. Look, I lost tail off that worm too. I'm going to throw, anyway. Well, no, I'm not. That worm is toast. Oh, man. Run out of worms. What kind of video is this supposed to be? What kind of professionalism are we showing here? Man, we're running out of baits. So I think my flipping is pretty old-fashioned like this. Nobody does anymore. And heck, I'll bet you 10 times more people flip than tool dip. Almost caveman bass fishing. Almost. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I didn't get him. Because I'm not very good, that's why. Y'all figuring this out yet? You seeing any sort of trends here? The word is that D. Thomas invented flipping because of this tool dipping. Just a little bit fancier version of tool dipping, just dropping the bait straight in. And of course, flipping is so unfancy too. It's kind of cool. D. Thomas and Dave Glebe and brought this to the world and kicked a bunch of butt for a few years doing it. And I've kicked a bunch of butt and had some of my best days fishing in my life with a flipping stick in my hand. Today may not be one of those days, but it's still pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, we're going to be out of the worm business before too long. Last worm. Dadgum. I haven't fished nothing yet. Well, caught me one more anyway. Look at that. Pretty fish. Wow. I saw that dropped in about a foot away. The reeds moved. I knew that fish was coming after that bait. Well, I hoped he was coming after it. Saw him announce himself. Crossed the eye, didn't I? Old school doodle socking. Y'all tell me what's wrong with this. I mean, as long as you don't mind snakes and chiggers and ticks and maybe man-eating bullfrog. Oh, Well, that wasn't exactly right, but that's not wrong either. Oh. Wow. Well, that's that. Sometimes 5 worms just ain't enough. Well, that was pretty cool. I'm going to call that a success. I was thinking coming home just now that, or coming to my bait lab, the bait lab, probably 99 out of 100 bass fishermen would never do what I did, wading around in the muck and the bugs and all that. 999 out of 1,000 bass fishermen that have 21-foot bass boats with 250 horse outboards wouldn't do it. Just not cool enough. Cool enough for me. Old school doodle socking, tool dipping, that. It's simple, easy, and it's pretty cool. Not enough plastic worms. About the plastic worm though, by the way. Yeah, I know the guy makes those. Obviously, it wasn't the worm. Obviously, but it didn't hurt nothing. Check that out. My link in the description. Also, check out my solar bat link in the description. Got a sale going on. Save some money, get some free stuff. Use my promo code, give free shipping. Guys, if it wasn't for these solar bats, I couldn't catch a big old bass like I caught today. Peace out, y'all. God bless. Talk at you later.